Hello, welcome to Three Crows Runes. My name is Jen. Let's do some rune readings. Today we're doing Lunar Year Zodiac readings. So we are going to be doing these with the carnelian runes and with a card each from the White Light Oracle. So that's going to be exciting. These are going to be general readings for whenever you find this video. If you know your lunar sign, if your lunar year sign. Otherwise, there's plenty of places online you can look up what your lunar sign is. And let's get started. I will see you at the readings. Oh, I'll put the timestamps for each reading, for each sign in the description. So let's get to it. See you there. Hello! So the first sign we are going to be reading is the Year of the Rat. Let's see what our oracle card is going to be for the Year of the Rat people. So we are going to be doing the lunar year signs in order, but I'll still put the timestamps. So, okay, there is your oracle card. Just move these things over. Eep. Okay, that works. Sorry. Fussing. So, and I'm just going to throw down some runes that are going to give you an elaboration on what the reading is. Altogether, it's going to be your general reading for your sign. Okay, you're the rat people. We have the Lycia of Parvati, and what the Lycia of Parvati says is that there's always a gentler way to do things. Now, what the runes are saying is that your central issue right now is one of, represented by Gabo. Gabo is the rune of gift, the gift. It has to do with an exchange. It also can have to do with one-on-one relationships, which I'm sort of leaning towards given the card, also with agreements, decisions, and goals. What led up to this is there was an unpleasant surprise that happened. We have Pertho reversed, which led into this moment of you're basically confronting this, either this one-on-one, some of you it's going to be a one-on-one relationship, otherwise it's going to be a decision that you made. What will help in this is we have Othala. Othala is the rune of the home and the homeland, basically it's going to start at home. Whatever this is, whatever is going to solve this is going to start at home, figuratively, in terms of you're going to have to sort this out from your home spot of where your mind is. So you're going to, that's actually what's going to help you out the most, is get yourself comfortable, grounded, and where you're going to feel comfortable enough to proceed so that you can proceed with gentleness. What doesn't help is you're going to feel like, oh yeah, well, I'm worth more than the way I've been treated. This is not fair for me. This is Fehu. It's the rune of wealth and worth, and it's upright and it's on the lower line. So that's what's not going to help you, is you're just going to feel like, you know, I'm not saying that all rich people are like this, because they are not, but it's like the stereotypical rich guy who's just bought his way into everything, and he's like, do you know who I am? Do you know how rich I am? You can't treat me like this, blah, 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 blah. So that's not going to help. If you start to get all up in, what you feel, you're too worthy for this and you're worth more than this and blah, blah, real ego, that's going to drag you down. What you want to do is bring yourself, and it's also going to upheaval this, which is the idea that there's always a gentler way. So if you start to feel like you're getting there, it's like, get yourself comfortable, get yourself into a feeling of where you can respond to the situation with gentleness. And what this will lead to is we have Tivaz. Tivaz is the rune of Tyr. Tyr's the warrior god. It doesn't necessarily mean you're going to drive off into battle. It does mean, though, that you're going to be more ready and willing to tend your duties and responsibilities in this. And hopefully, because of having put yourself into a more comfortable place from which to address this, you will be able to execute these duties and responsibilities in a much more conscientious and empathic and gentler way than you would have otherwise. Okay, so that is your reading for the Year of the Rat people. So our next sign that we are going to be doing is the Year of the Ox people. So we'll start with the card. Okay. Let me make that not completely crooked. We do want to have some sort of aesthetic, pleasing appearance. And I'm going to throw down some runes for the ox people. I am mixing these. I know we just got that one, the blank. Okay. Okay. You know what? Both of these wanted to come out, so I'm going to put these both. So, Year of the Ox people. You're in a situation where you're really thinking about your wealth and worth, your sense of worth and your wealth. What led up to this is we have blank runes. So there was sort of a feeling of like nothing and the unknown. I should probably have read the card. The card is Aurora of Gamma, and that has to do with a sudden insight and sudden illumination. So something has become clear, and that's actually showing from here. You were in a situation where things were kind of blank, things were kind of the unknown and kind of uncharted, and sort of you were sort of drifting through, and there wasn't really anything standing out. Suddenly you have had this sudden insight, and you are thinking very strongly about your worth and your wealth. What will help is we have Berkana. Berkana is the rune of the birch tree. It has to do with birth and beginnings, and there's something that you're thinking about starting, and this was actually the seed of it, this sudden insight. Whatever this sudden insight was that started you thinking about your wealth and worth, go with that, because that's what's going to help you in this moment. What isn't going to help you is, and this is kind of funny because it's almost like contradictory, but it's not. This is Gabo. Gabo's the rune of the gift, the exchange. It has to do with the agreements and goals. Maybe you had a plan already, or maybe you want to wrestle this new beginning into a plan. That right now is not what's going to help. What's going to help is just starting out and see where this goes, because you don't want to wrestle it into a plan before you've actually seen even the shape of it. So go forward with that. That will actually lead you to what we have is Sovilos. Sovilos is the rune of the sun. So it's sun and source energy. So you're going to really have a lot of energy once you start this. And the other rune that wanted to come out at the same time is Avaz. Avaz is the rune of the horse. It has to do with movement and spirit. So this is a really nice path for you. You've had this sudden insight out of what's felt like nothing for a long time. And oops, I'm dragging this all out of shape. And also, so following this new beginning, just sort of letting it lead you organically, because this is Berkana and it's the very organic way of beginning things. You will be able to find better energy than you've had in a long time, and you will be able to move forward at a greater pace with this. It'll sort of accelerate the more you do it. And that is your reading, Year of the Ox people. Get these all sorted out and back into the bag. So the next sign I am reading is for the Year of the Tiger people. So let's see what we have. Year of the Tiger people. Ooh, okay. I just sort of grabbed a handful of them this time. Is that the cat sneezing? Yes, the cat is behind me sneezing. Oh no, she wasn't sneezing. She was picking there's a little carpet in front of the kitchen that she likes to pick. Okay, Year of the Tiger people. Your oracle card is the Theta of Venus, and this has to do with suggesting that you sort of, you know how when you just wake up and everything feels good and you're just sort of, you're not really awake yet, but you're not sleeping anymore, and you're just sort of viewing the world in this kind of happy dawn, waking up, sort of, you're feeling comfortable and good, and you're sort of seeing everything and you kind of love everything. That's what the Theta of Venus is about. So what the runes are saying is your central issue right now is there's a journey that you're on. We have Raida, which is the journey rune. And you're sort of thinking about that lately. This has actually come into focus. We have Kaunaz reversed leading up to this. So this is sort of, Kaunaz is the fire rune. It has to do with something that starts small, like a little ember, and then grows into a blaze. And when it's reversed, it's like the narrowing of focus. So you're sort of focusing now on the journey that you're on. You're sort of sort of getting like a loving overview of it based on this card. So what will help you with this journey, like this card suggests, is the fact that you do feel very supported. You do feel supported and protected. This algaes is the rune of the elk, the rune of the moose, and it has to do with support and protection. So you do feel very held and very comfortable and very protected and supported in this journey that you're on. What doesn't help is we have Avaz reversed. Now, Avaz, I'm going to read a couple ways. Avaz is the horse rune. It has to do with movement, but also with spirit. In the lower line, what doesn't help you is right now in this moment, you're feeling very comfortable and you're very still and calm and doing this. But you will eventually have to wake up and move forward. So it's saying that not moving forward is going to be not help you. However, at the same time, it says don't worry about having this moment of stillness and appreciating this sort of holistic idea of this loving view of everything around you. And also, it's also saying do not discount the spiritual aspect of what you're doing. So if you start to feel like that sort of thing, if you start to feel like this is a waste, this isn't a waste, this is essential. And also just bring yourself back up into this wonderful feeling of being protected and supported. And what this will lead to is a greater sense of comfort within the natural energies of things. This is Hagalaz, it's the hailstorm rune. Usually it's basically, well, no, it's always the chaos rune. It has to do with natural energies and storms and things, but this is basically saying that you can totally weather this because you are feeling so supported and safe and loving as you move forward, even if you're moving forward into a thunderstorm, hailstorm, whatever, just stormy situations, you're still going to feel comfortable as you move into that. In fact, you're going to feel one with the natural energies and forces. So that is your reading, Year of the Tiger people. So the next reading I'm going to do is for the Year of the Hare people. So let's start with an oracle card. Okay. And we're going to throw down some runes that are going to give you the story about this. I honestly, it's so funny because I'll reach in, like I'll pull a rune and then I'll bury it, and then I'll reach in and pull the same rune, and we see this time and time again. But anyway, that's not relevant at the moment. So your oracle card is talking about Seraph of 963 hertz. And basically what this is saying is you're going to be focusing very much on the angelic vibrations of things, sort of the divine level, the crown chakra. Connection with the divine is going to be recommended at this point. Or maybe you already feel like that. Currently, your central issue for the runes is Kaunaz reversed, and Kaunaz is the rune of the fire and the torch, and has to do with like an ember, and then it blazes into a blaze. And in this case, it's reversed, so it has to do with the honing of focus. And so that's where you are now. You're sort of honing your focus within this feeling of this higher vibrational level of crown chakra, angelic realm feeling vibe. And what's led up to this is really you have recently really become aware of and very strongly connected to your source energy. We have Savilo, which is the sun rune. And you're sort of, okay, how can I hone this? How can I, as a hare, hone this? Well, hare, you're the cat. Some people think of it as that way. But anyway, how can I hone this energy that you feel this wonderful connection to the divine and also your source energy? So you're really thinking about honing this and what can I do with it, and you really want to focus on it. What helps in this case, we have Hagalaz. Hagalaz is the rune of the hailstorm. It has to do with chaos, but also connection with natural energies. And so you're already connecting in with some pretty high level stuff. So continue to do that, continue to connect with not only that, but the natural forces, natural energies around you. And what won't help is we have Funyo reversed. Funyo is the rune of joy, and reversed on the lower line, you're worried about what if I'm not happy? Well, the thing about working with high level light energy like this and connecting with your source energy and becoming one with the natural energies, is that's actually going to fall by the wayside. So if you're sort of like, yes, but what if I'm not happy? Just sort of like, well, let's see what happens. Just continue to focus on that high level energy and the high level light. And what this will lead to is revelations, basically. Not massive, but this is Pertho. It's the rune of the lot box. It has to do with surprises, but also fate. Surprises that were already there. So things will start to be revealed to you that had always been there, but you hadn't noticed them. They were sort of closed off from you, but this is helping you to open these magic boxes that are around you that have always been around. And it's wonderful. It's like you're unlocking some amazing things. So that is your general reading, Year of the Hare people. And on we go. So the next sign that I am doing is the Year of the Dragon people. So there's our oracle card. And let's pull some runes. Let's see. Oh, interesting. What do the dragon people need to see? What is the message for the dragon people? Okay, so dragon people, we have the spirit owl, and spirit owl has to do with insight and clarity and heightened insight and heightened wisdom, just basically heightened awareness. So you're in a situation where you're actually feeling this heightened awareness at this point. And interestingly, what the runes are saying is that something has happened. We have Pertho reversed. Now, Pertho is the rune of the lot box and has to do with surprises and, well, revelations of things that were already there. Sometimes has to do with fate. It is reversed, though, on the path line. So I'm going to read this two ways. First of all, something may have happened that was an unpleasant surprise. Something may have been revealed that maybe you felt like I didn't need to know that. At the same time, maybe you found out something recently about yourself. I'm sort of leaning more towards that, given that this is a heightened awareness card. What has led up to that is we have Othala. Othala is the rune of the home and the homeland. You've been very comfortable. You've been in a situation where you're very comfortable, so you've been able to relax to the point where this sort of revelation can come in and come through and be acknowledged. So here you are. You've had this revelation, this little moment of, oh, okay, this about me. What will help at this point is we have Gabo. Gabo is the rune of the gift. It has to always do with an exchange. Also has to do with agreements, decisions, and goals. So based on this revelation that you've just had, it's a good idea to, well, I'll also talk about it with one-on-one with somebody that you love and trust. But I'm seeing this as sort of like, okay, well, based on this, make an agreement, make a decision, set a goal about this that will help you going forward. What doesn't help is we have Vunyo. Vunyo is the rune of joy. It's sort of like it's saying, if you're just like content with this, if you just sort of, okay, this, but then don't do anything about it, that's not going to help you. You had this revelation now because you were ready for it. And since you had it, you can't just ignore it again. You can't unsee it. You can't unreveal it. So the right thing for you and what is the most healthy thing for you is to make this decision or goal based on it and sort of move forward from there. And what this will lead to is actually a greater sense of first of all, this is Lagos. It's the rune of the lake. It has to do with intuition, emotion, and heart. It is reversed and it is on the path line. So I'm going to read this as you're going to be in deeper connection with your inner heart, but you're also going to be overthrowing some emotional upheaval-y stuff that you might have had to deal with before and you didn't know why. You're able to get on top of it with that. At the same time, it's actually allowing you to let emotions flow that you used to cling to and used to cause a lot of problems. So this is actually really good. If you actually address this revelation that you've had, this sudden insight and this heightened insight and wisdom, you're actually going to be more in control, not control, but you're going to be less swayed by the emotional element of things than you were before. And that is your reading, Year of the Dragon people. So our next sign that we are doing is the Year of the Snake people. So there's our card. Oops, that one jumped out, so that gets to be right in the middle. Generally, it's cards that jump out for me, not runes. So that's kind of, I guess it's a kind of a shallow bag for the runes. Okay, Year of the Snake people. We have Solve Polluti, and Solve Polluti has to do with 741. So that's the vibrational solfeggio frequency that has to do with like removing toxins at the cell level. So it's sort of solving problems and also cleansing cells, like basically detoxifying at a cell level. So just really that level of light. And what your runes are saying is basically we have Berkana reversed. Berkana is the rune of birth and beginnings, and it's the birch tree, and reversed on the path line, it's basically saying, number one, something's going to begin within. That's going to be very organic beginning, and it's going to be in like an internal world beginning. At the same time, you may have started something in the outside world that you are now having to sort of put on pause. But I'm really going to focus more on the internal beginning that you're having, like something inside that you're working on that you've just begun organically. And why is this? Because we have Yira, and Yira is the rune of the harvest. Has to do with time as well, but mostly something that has come into fruition. And this has allowed you to now, keeping the sort of detoxifying idea in your head, to sort of begin this internal process of, perhaps that is the process of going through and detoxifying, basically getting rid of the toxins at a cell level. Now, what will help you here the most, Year of the Snake people, is we have Vunyo. Vunyo is the rune of joy. Basically, follow your joy, connect with your joy, think, focus, meditate on what brings you joy. And that will actually put you into connection with the radiance, with the light level that will start to detoxify you. Now, what won't help is we have Tivaz. Tivaz is Tyr's rune, and Tyr's the warrior god. I'm going to read this a couple ways. One, you're going to be tempted to make a fight out of it. It's like you're going into battle against the toxins. Okay, you're not. Because the more you focus on fighting, the more it's going to fill with toxins. It's like it's that aggressive energy. Whereas if you're focusing on joy, the joy is going to overwhelm the toxins. It's going to overwhelm the venom with the joy, with the radiance. So if you start to feel like that, just bring yourself back into focusing on joy. The other thing that Tivaz in the lower line is you're going to feel like, you know how when you're trying to procrastinate, suddenly you start cleaning your whole house? So it's kind of like, well, I will get on with that, but right now I think I should be doing all the other things. Try to not be doing that. Bring yourself back to this. This is actually your most important thing, because you will be able to do all of this better once you feel better inside. So what this will lead you to is real inner journey. Like, this is just the beginning of it where you're at now. But once you focus on joy and what that brings to you and the cleansing of your inner world that brings to you, you will be able to continue that into an inner journey. This is Raido, the journey rune, that is going to be very enriching for you. So that is your reading, Year of the Snake people. Yay! So the next sign I'm reading is the Year of the Horse people. So what's your card? Your card is Perfume of Sophia. And let's throw some runes down for the Perfume of Sophia. For the Year of the Horse people. That's a blank rune. Okay. These are kind of going everywhere, but that's okay. We've got lots of room. So, Year of the Horse people, Perfume of Sophia, what that has to do with is not pushing the river. Basically, knowing that there is a natural timing for everything, and not to rush things, basically. And your runes are basically saying your current focus is really about tending your needs. We have Nauthiz, it's reversed, and it's on the path line. It's central issue. So Nauthiz is always about tending your needs. Nauthiz reversed is especially about tending your needs. So you're really, really focusing on, maybe you've neglected it for quite some time. Maybe you've been sort of floating through this blank rune mind space of just nothing lately. And now you're like, okay, you know what? I have to really tend these needs at this point. Now, what will help you, and it's funny because I just got this in another signs reading for what will help. And it will always help. Honestly, whoever you are, this will always help. Connect with what brings you joy. We have Vunyo, and Vunyo is the joy rune. It's in the upper line. It's what's going to help you the most. What will help you tend your needs is make sure that you're connecting with your joy, that you're very aware of that you sort of connect with that, because that will give you the energy you need to tend these needs. What doesn't help is you're going to be worried about, so this is Othala reversed. Othala is the rune of the home and the homeland. Reversed, it has to do with letting go of things that no longer serve you, but it's in the lower line, so it's what isn't going to help you. In this case, you may be afraid that if you are tending these needs, you may be getting rid of things that you need. You may feel like your home is sort of in jeopardy as far as your comfort zone. But try not to worry about that, because as long as you're focusing on your joy, you're not going to lose anything that you really need to have around you, pretty much, in terms of the sort of tending of your needs that you're doing. And you are tending your needs. You know very much what they are. And what this will lead to, so if you feel like that, just bring yourself back up to feeling, connecting with joy. If you need to, if you feel like you're worried about that, and if you feel like you maybe are feeling more shaky and unseated, again, bring yourself back to focusing on your joy. And what this will lead to is even more being able to pick up and tend your duties and needs. So basically, this is the need to tend your needs, and this is the means by which you're going to tend your needs, the energy that you're going to get from connecting with your joy. Then you can pick up and tend your needs. So that, Year of the Horse People, is your general reading. So the next sign I am going to read is for the Year of the Sheep People, also known as the Year of the Goat People. There's our card, and let's see what the runes have to say. Okay, that one definitely want to go, wow, okay. We're seeing a lot of Vunyo, and I'm really happy to see a lot of Vunyo, because Vunyo is a very pleasing rune in general, although I have seen it being read negatively in my life. However, in this case, again. Okay, anyway, Year of the Sheep People. So your card is, I'm going to assume it's pronounced Oboe Dire. I could be completely wrong, but what it's about is surrender to spirit, surrender to letting spirit guide you. It sort of looks like obedience, so it is to a certain extent obedience, but it's obedience to your own spirit and letting spirit guide you, just surrendering your guidance to spirit. And what the runes are saying is your central issue right now for the sheep people is joy, which is great. This is Vunyo, it's the rune of joy. Your main focus is, I want to be happy. And leading up to this, we have Othala. Othala is the rune of the homeland. I'm reading this more in this case of feeling stagnated. You're sort of feeling like you want more. You have what you had, you had what you had, and you have what you have, but you want more. And so right now you're focusing on your joy. And what will help you, interestingly, is we have Thurizaz reversed. Thurizaz is the rune of the challenge. Reversed, it's an extremely difficult challenge. But on the upper line, which is the things that help you, what is helping you is embracing this challenge, is you are looking for joy. You are looking for how to find joy. So embrace this challenge. This is your quest. And your spirit will guide you if you just surrender to it. Like, let your spirit guide you. What doesn't help is you're worried about just the total chaos out there. And it's like total chaos. We have Hagalaz, which is the hailstorm rune. It's just storms, natural forces, inarguable uncontrolled, uncontrollable. Everything that you look outside of your home is just storms and craziness. But it's your challenge. You are questing for joy. And if you surrender to the guidance of spirit, just let your spirit guide you, that's actually going to carry you over this challenge. And what this is going to lead to is we have Lagos reversed. Lagos is the rune of the lake. It has to do with intuition and emotion and heart. It is reversed and it's on the path line. So it really shows that you're going deeply in, like deep. You're going to go, once you overcome this sort of challenge by letting spirit guide you for the first few steps, you're going to be delving deeply to seek your own heart, basically. And that's sort of your next step on the path is like, okay, this letting myself be guided by the way that spirit leads me, and now I'm on a quest for my own heart, which is very exciting, and I'm looking forward to it for you. So that, sheep people, is your reading. So the next sign I am reading is the year of the monkey people. Ooh, lovely, lovely, lovely. I'll tell you why in a minute. So I'm drawing some runes for the year of the monkey people. Ooh, nice. This is the first time I've seen this rune in this set. A lot of these have been jumping out multiple times, but this is the first time I saw Uruz reversed. So we have, for the card, is Cupio Dissolvi, and this has to do with basically surrendering to the radiance, just the white light, just dissolve into the light. And this will actually just sort of visualize, meditate on the radiance. Everything is radiance, like everything. I mean, even scientifically, it's all vibration. So everything is light. Everything is light, and everything is vibrating. And so just sort of dissolve into that radiance, and that will. And let it do the healing for you. What the runes are saying is we have Uruz reversed, which is the wild ox, and reversed it has to do with inner strength, but also I am going to actually correlate this with surrender. We have the wild ox has to do with health and strength. Reversed, it has to do with inner strength, but it also has to do with feeling maybe like you're not as strong as you want to be, and maybe your health is not, you're not as pleased with your health as you would like to be. What led up to this is we have Algiz reversed. Algiz is the rune of support and protection. Reversed on the path line. Again, I'm going to read this two ways. One, you may not feel like you've had the support that you wanted. Recently, you sort of feel like sort of unsupported. And also you are feeling like you've had to stand on your own. So you've had to stand on your own, and you know you have this inner strength. At the same time, you also don't feel supported as you want to, and you don't feel as protected as protected as you want to be, and you don't feel perhaps as strong or as well as you'd like to. So dissolve, like letting yourself visualize the radiance, dissolving into that, to let that heal you. And like surrendering to that healing is really what this is going to be about. Now, what is going to help you? We have Kaunaz reversed. Kaunaz is the rune of fire, something that starts small like an ember and grows into a big blaze. And reversed, it has to do with honing your focus. So this is the sort of focus that this is, sort of reconnecting with that radiance. And that will help you the most. What won't help is we have Othala. Oops, Othala's jumping around. Othala is the rune of the home and the homeland. What won't help is, I think this is going to be outside of your comfort zone, and you're worried about that. You're worried about leaving your comfort zone in this particular case. But this is the focus. Like, this is the focus, and you really want to get on top of this, because it's not fun feeling like you've been upended and unseated. So again, dissolve, let the radiance do the healing for a while. Your next step is we have Nauthiz. So after you let that happen, that's going to start the process of healing. And after that step, you're going to have Nauthiz, which is where you're going to be tending your needs. Nauthiz is the rune of need. You're going to have that refreshed energy to go and really, you're going to see and be very aware of what needs you need to tend, and you're going to get on with tending them at that point. So that Year of the Monkey people is your reading. So the next reading I am going to do is for the Rooster people. The Year of the Rooster people. Ooh, okay. Cool. So I am drawing some runes to amplify this message. Okay. Oh, okay. So the card that you got, Rooster people, is Yogini of 285, and this has to do with the solfeggio frequency that has to do with healing, like organs and like internal systems and things, as though you were a yogini, where you had access and control to heal yourself internally. So there's definitely a need for deep internal healing in play. At the same time, this card shows up because you do actually have that ability. You are able to sort of let yourself sink down into that state and sort of get on with that healing. It's not going to be a conscious thing. It's kind of going to be, because it's the yogini, so I guess it would be kind of a conscious thing, but it's more like getting down there and allowing it, which is neat. What the runes are saying is we have Nauthies, which is the central issue, which is tending your needs. So that totally makes sense given what the card is, in terms of you've got some internal healing that you need to be doing, but you are capable of doing that. Nauthies has to do with tending needs. So what has led up to this is we have Yira. Yira is the rune of the harvest. It's literally year. It has to also do with time. So it looks like you've had a lot of fruits of your labors, which is great. There's been a lot of results. You've reaped a lot of what you've sown, and that's really, really good, and you've seen a lot of good results. At the same time, a lot of time has passed where you were focused on this project and bringing things through, and now it's time for you. Now it's time to get back to getting yourself in order and going deep and doing the healing that needs to be done deeply. What will help you is we have Avaz. So Avaz is the horse rune. I'm going to read this a couple ways. The horse has to do with movement, but also spirit. So one of the things that's not going to help you is just stop running around. Stop running around crazy like you were before, because you were really busy before, and now just like give yourself some time to not be running around. Also, look inward and let your spirit carry you inward. Sort of, let your spirit run, but internally. Follow your spirit internally. And that's going to help you with this thing where you're trying to attend your needs, because it looks like your needs are all very, very internal at this point. What isn't going to help is you're not feeling very contented right now. We have Vunyo reversed. Vunyo is the rune of joy, and reversed on the lower line. And the fact that you're not feeling as joyful as you'd like to can drag you down from this focus. And, I get it completely, because, it's like you could be totally capable of lots and lots of things, but if you're feeling crummy, suddenly, like, everything is, and you don't even remember. It's hard to even remember that you're capable of all these things. But you are. If you start to just get dragged down by this, just remind yourself, get yourself back in touch with that spirit horse inside you that is going to carry you and lead you to what needs to be healed and help you with that. And just be calm. Just sort of let yourself have a pasture moment where you're just sort of like in the field with the flowers, no requirements, just sort of have some stillness. And what this actually will lead to is the ability to have some stillness. We have Isa, the rune of ice, and stand still. So internally, you're going to be taking some time to sort of reconnect with spirit. Externally, you're going to be sort of stopping, running around for a while. And this will lead you to the ability to be calm and stopped and have the clarity that comes through from stillness for a little bit. And that, Year of the Rooster people, is your reading. So the next sign I am going to be reading is the Year of the Dog people. I'm a Year of the Dog person. So this is for me as well. So that's a beautiful card. It's a beautiful card. Number one card in the deck, which is kind of neat. So let's actually get the runes down for this. Okay. Okay. Ooh, that one jumped out, so that's definitely going here. And there we go. So the card that we got is Magnetism of Eros. And what this has to do is how when you are in a love, like a love vibration, you know how if you're really, really in love or just like really, really excited and into something, everything seems to get drawn to you. And that's what this is about. So, you know, it raises your quote unquote vibe, and everything sort of comes your way that you need. And it's just like everything comes to you because there's love. Love will bring everything to you. It's very exciting. So what this basically, the runes are saying is we have Sovila. Sovila is the rune of the sun. It's the rune of source energy. So your connection to what your source energy is, your source energy may vary. What has led up to this is we have Tivaz reversed. Tivaz is Tyr's rune, and Tyr's the warrior god. It also has to do with not just picking up and going, but also attending duties and responsibilities. And the way I'm going to read this is, recently, you felt like you haven't needed to fight anymore, or you felt like you haven't been able to fight anymore. And so you've laid your sword down. At the same time, you've sort of turned your attention to your inner duties and your inner responsibilities. And this has led to you sort of like, I'm getting the image of like unearthing suddenly this source of energy. It's like you're tending things and then all of a sudden the earth breaks open and light is coming out, except it's the sun. But anyway, but basically this has led to your connection with your source energy, which is making you feel very good. What is going to help at this point is we have Othala reversed. Othala is the rune of the home and the homeland, and reversed on the upper line, it has to do with letting go of things that no longer serve you. This could be physical things, this could be like decluttering your place, or this could be sort of ideas and constraining thoughts and negative thoughts that you've been thinking about yourself that have just not been helping you. So it's a good time to just let these go. What won't help you is we have Yira. Yira is the rune of the harvest and also time. And you're going to be worried about, well, you know, I had all this time. I feel like time is running out now. I don't have time to do this right now. It's just like, how much time do I have left? It's just like, and you feel like you need to put something out. You need to be like producing something to be worthy of anything. And that's actually not true at all. So if you start to feel like that, bring yourself back up into like, okay, I really have to declutter. I have to declutter my life. And that the more I declutter things, the better it's going to feel, and the more connected to my source energy I'm going to be. And what this will lead to is a whole new journey. You're going to be able to bring things to yourself because you're going to be vibing so high and you're going to be much more energized, and everything's going to feel a lot clearer because you've been doing this work, and this will allow you to set out on a new journey moving forward. So that, dog people, is your reading. So the next reading I am going to do, which is actually the last reading I am going to do, is for our lovely Year of the Pig people. So here's your oracle card. And let's throw down these runes. I think I actually grabbed 4, but still. I just grab a bunch. One more for the top. Okay. So Year of the Pig people, your card is Garuda Suparna, and Garuda Suparna has to do with confidence and also with connecting to like-minded people and people who vibe similarly to you. So that's going to boost your confidence as well. But basically you're connecting with your confidence. What the runes are saying is we have Avaz. Avaz is the rune of the horse, and the horse has to do with movement, and it also has to do with spirit. So first of all, get yourself moving. Like, get yourself moving, whether that's moving on a project or just outside moving, like moving your body. And that's actually your focus right now. It's like, I want to be moving. What led up to this is something has begun recently. We have Berkana, that's the rune of the birch tree. It has to do with birth and beginnings. So you began something, and probably leading from how confident you're feeling actually at the moment, and also with your connections to other people who are like you, which is great. So you've begun something, and what you're focusing on now is like you want to get moving on it. You want to get moving on it very, very much, and you want to let your spirit carry you through this. What will help you with this is we have Manas reversed. Manas is the rune of humanity and your place in it, sort of like your note in the song. Reversed, it has to do with listening to your voice, like your voice in it. It's like everybody's going to be like the din of humanity. Try to tune those out, because what you're focusing on is your spirit, your beginning, your path. What won't help you is we have Tivaz. Tivaz is Tears rune. It's the warrior god. It's kind of like, this is always the opposite of this. So you feel like you have to be open with everybody like around you and like be taking it in, but you're always at odds with everybody. Whereas if that starts to happen, you just sort of like say, okay, you know what, everybody, you know, you have your opinions and that's great. I'm doing my thing. And then you don't have to fight. You're not fighting because you basically made your decision. You're on your path and you're moving forward. You don't have to fight anybody, and they can say what they want, and that you can go like, that's nice. I'm still doing my thing. So you move forward, and what your next step on the path line is, you're the big people, is we have Othala reversed. And I'm going to read this a couple ways. First of all, Othala is the homeland rune, the home and the homeland rune. Reversed, it has to do with letting go of things that no longer serve you. At the same time, this has to do with leaving your comfort zone. You are, now that you've started this path and you've started this moving forward, filled with confidence and being able to tune out the din of humanity and just basically march to your own drummer, you are able to step out of what was your comfort zone for a very, very long time. And that's very exciting. So that, Year of the Pig People, is your reading. So I wish you a lovely day or evening. Take care till next time. Bye.